mode, how to do that, and how to come back from the TMOS mode to the bash mode. So if you are showing that, it will be really helpful.
Okay. So today actually we will do the lab part. Okay. So we will cover everything from if we are in the best mode, right? And then how we can move to the TMOS, and if we are in the TMOS mode, how we can move to the best mode, right? So that we will cover.
Thank you.
So and also we will set up initial lab, right? And we will create pool members and everything, and we will do the basic lab today. And also I will share the one lab guide, right? So let me just check where is lab guide.
Where did you share the lab guide in the portal?
I will be share on the portal only.
Okay, you will
So
be.
right, will be, yes. So
Okay.
I just sharing my screen. Okay, so this type of lab guide we have. Okay, so that you can see how we can build the topology, right? And you see that we are in the best mode of config mode, right? We type config command to this. Yesterday we did the same thing, right? We provide the IP and route management, right? And but we have not covered the activation part. But today we will cover the activation part as well, right? How we can activate it. Okay. So this lab guide you will receive, so that it will be helpful to you during the lab. This is the basic lab guide, but yeah, it will be help because in initial phase we stuck somewhere. So you see everything, the platform provisioning, how we are doing. So this lab guide you will receive. And also let me give you the also you will receive the notes. So today we will create also notes like yesterday what we did. So whatever command we run, everything we will cover. Okay. So for example, day one. So in the day one, we just cover the basic things, right? Like what is the default IP. So it's a, can someone tell me what is the default IP?
192, 192, 168, 1.245.
Okay, it's a slash 8, 16, 24, 32, what,
24,
54?
24, 24.
Oh, 24. What is the default username and password?
So for root, it's a root, and the password is default for CLI, and for GUI, admin,
You
and
mean root, then what is the password?
default D small.
Okay, and
It's for CLI. Okay, so then it's GUI
for
for
GUI,
admin
right?
and default.
Yeah, but
So
if you change the root password, right? Oh, it's a default default. Okay, so sometimes if you change the okay, sometimes once you change root password, so your admin password also reset, right? So we will see in the lab. Don't worry.
okay.
And what other thing we covered?
So that bash configuration mode and how to check the management IP.
How to
So
check what is the command?
uh, TMSH list
Yeah,
slash sys
if you are in the config mode, okay, then it's a tmsh
list
list,
slash sys management
uh,
IP.
right?
Yeah.
And If we need to check the route, then I am in the config mode only.
That same like TMS list, uh, sys management route, management hyphen route. Yeah.
Right? And if we are in the the TMOS mode,
In the
so
TMS mode, just we have to give list slash sys management IP to check the management IP.
right, this is the complete command. We always stuck on this stuff because we are not doing day to day this thing. So that's the reason, because we build a device one time and we forgot after that.
Correct.
So these are the basic things, right?
Definitely.
Okay,
Agree.
so again, we are in the TMSH. Okay, and then instead of IP, we will use route. So this is the basic thing yesterday we covered, right?
Yeah.
So today we are covering the
And
lab.
we have
Okay,
done the
so you
create and
want
read
to,
also.
okay, I want to
We
just give the heads up again, okay, so that we can revise. I know everyone, we don't have the time to revise the things. No one is reading after class. Okay, so this is yesterday we covered, right? Like we can configure the management IP with the CLI GUI. So who is joined new today? Let me see. So Abhishek, I think Abhishek, yesterday Abhishek you joined or not?
No, actually, yesterday I'm not able to join.
Okay, so this is your day one, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And Abhishek, okay, Anurag we have yesterday, Usman you already there, and Pritam, okay. So we covered this thing yesterday. So just for you, Abhishek, okay. So like the default IP address of the F5, right? We have 192.168.1.245, right? So why 245? Because if you do convert this hexadecimal to the decimal, you will receive the F5. Okay, that's the reason. The default username for CLI root and password is the default, right? So these are how we can configure the box, physical box, virtual box, right? We can take the console. If we have the physical box, we can take the console, and we can connect to the laptop. If we have the virtual, we can directly take the console, right? And this is the default IP. If you have the physical box and you connected with the management, right? And you provided the same IP, same series IP network to IP address to your laptop, and then you can ping this IP and you can directly browse this IP into your browser, right? So these kind of physical boxes, right? So here we have the two power unit, one, two, right? These are the interfaces, data interfaces we can say, right? Here we have the failover, or we can say HA, right? Here we have console, this is the management, and these are the USB port, right? So why USB port is required? Sometimes your OS is corrupt or something, then you can and you are not able to upload the image to your box, so you can use the pen drive and all, right? And these are the the other port where you connect the SFP, right? And this is your LCD screen, and these are your control buttons.
So one thing, we can put a management IP through this keys like
Right,
four.
right, right. So that's I'm coming. Okay. So
Okay.
your default IP will be so here. Okay. And if you want to change the IP, default IP, for example, 192.168.1.245, right? And you want to change it as per your network, right? It may be that 10, 30, 10, 10, 30, 1.100, for example. Okay. So you can use these buttons and you can change the IP. So this is kind of, you see, this is the OK button, and these are the left, right arrow key, and here you can change the numbers as well. So these are the controls key basically, right? And these are the two supply. So this is the power supply we have for the redundancy purpose, redundancy power, right? Any doubt, Abhishek?
No. It means the
Okay.
first of all, we need to take a console and put the management IP. After that, we can
So see,
get this.
it's depend upon situation, if the person know if they can use the LCD button, right, and they can
Mm.
change the IP, it will be also okay, right? If they don't want to do this thing, they want to just provide you the management only, right? So
Okay.
they will just connect the management cable from here and then your laptop, right?
Okay. Sure.
And they will provide the IP 192.168.1.100, for example, right? Then your laptop IP have 192.168.1.100/24, and your box have the IP 192.168.1.245, right?
Okay.
So you will once you are in the same network, you can ping easily, right? So you can open this IP in your browser, and you will see the GUI of the F5. Then you can put your username, admin, and password, and then you can reset the password, and you can easily go for further configuration.
Yeah. Yeah. Understood.
Okay, good. So this is the again the display things which we already discussed, that how we can change the IP and all, right? Same series I series, and this is we are discussing Usman just started. So if bash mode, bash or config, this is the the TMOS is based on your Linux platform. Okay. So the config, whenever you are in the bash mode, it's use the Linux command, or whenever you are in the TMOS mode, so you will use the TMOS command, right, Usman? So
Okay.
whenever you are in the bash mode, so you are saying that TMOS, right? TMSH list means you are calling from TMOS, and you are writing this command, right, to see the management IP, right? If you want to see the route, you can say you are in the bash mode, you will type TMSH list sys management route, and you will see the your management route, right? But if you already in the TMOS, then you no need to call the that okay, you no need to call the TMOS again, right? You will directly type that list sys management IP, right? So it's the other way, in the technical language, if we will discuss, okay. So whenever you are moving to from your current network to default other network, so you are using any default gateway, right? Or if it's confusing, just forward, okay. The simple you can use the TMS command whenever you are in the bash mode, and if you already in the TMOS, you can use the simple list command, right? Here we have the list command, we have the show command as well. So we will see everything today, right?
Yeah.
Any doubt on this one? Anyone?
Uh, yeah. So we have created the default route for management's network. So my question
Right.
is, we have the management interface only for managing the devices to configure the devices. It's for administrative purpose.
Right.
So that is one leg. So as per our discussion, so we have two legs, like I mean, one is for
Yeah. So I'm
that,
just
one is
coming to this again, okay, so that Avisi can also understand,
okay,
right?
fine then. Right.
So this is the the activation purpose and all, then provisioning and everything, right? So if we will discuss, let me open this one again and let me create one slide.
So in this line, that create and delete command also missing actually.
All right. so let me just, okay. So for example, right, we have this type of topology. Uh, Here, like, you have the client C1, client C2, right? And C3. These are all your client, right? These are connected to one switch, right? And after that, like, you have like, the F5 and F5 again connected to one of switch. And here, like, you have the server one, you have server two, you have server three. So this is a very simple topology, right? And on this switch, like, you have like, different VLAN. So you are also using the management VLAN here, right? So you are connected to like that as well, right? But this is your management interface. This is your 1.1, this is your 1.2 interface, right? At switch end, like, it may be like, GIG 0/1, or these are the different, like, 2, 3, right? And here we have 1.1, and here maybe like, GIG 0/0, right? So this is like, the your which type of deployment? Who tell me?
So to our mode.
So it's a 2R mode. So why it's 2R mode? Because we are using arm means, like, we understand like, what is the arm? Okay. So we are using one arm, this one this, like, so we are totally using two arms, right? Two hands. So this is like, if like, from your client perspective, so it's your external network, and this is your internal server where your server is hosted and everything, right?
Yeah, correct.
Or it may be like, the reverse. So what if like, you have the server in the DMG, right? So it may be your external, right? And it may be your internal, right? But we are using two interfaces, but we are also using the third interfaces, but this is only for management purpose, right? But if we come to like, this topology, that client one, client two, client three, these all connected, and here you have the switch, okay, and here you have the server one, server two, server three, right? Here you have something like, the management switch, and this is connected to like that. No, sorry, let me delete. Here we have the F5. Your F5 is connected like that, and again it's connected like this. So here you are using GIG 0/1. Here you are using 1.1. Here you are using the MGMT, right? So which type of topology now this we have,
It's a single arm.
right? Don't confuse like, whenever like, someone draw the topology, right? And it will say like, which type of topology. Simple say it's a one arm, because you are using this interface only for management purpose, right? Abhishek, any doubt?
No, actually, it's
Okay,
clear.
great. So let me take the snapshot of this one, and let me add to your notes. You need two arms picture also, or it's like, understood. You need this two arms picture into your notes. Say yes, no, anything. No. Great.
Future reference, if you put, then it will be easy. So
Sorry, your voice is low. I think you are so far from your mic. Can you speak
yeah,
again?
for future reference, if you put, then it will be helpful because people will be forget later on.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So that's the reason I'm asking. No? So I will follow you. Don't worry. I will follow my pattern, but I will also take your question and whatever you have the query, because at the end uh, my goal is that you should learn the things, right? So
exactly.
this is your client one, this is your client two, this is your client three, right? We have connected over here. We have the switch. We have the F5. We have the again switch, and we have this server one. We have this server two. We have this server three, and here we are using 1.1. Here we are using 1.2. Here we are using management port, right? Maybe on this on this switch we have VLAN 100 for data, and VLAN 150 for management, right? So I am just connecting one lakhs here. Okay. So this is your management interface, right? Let me just remove it. So this is your management interface, right? So let me take the pictures. Okay, let me write first of all. Great. So this is your we can say yesterday notes, and now we will write the this is delete, and so let me log in into the lab quickly. Okay, so this is lab we will perform. So we can rename it, say server one, server two, and this is our server three, right? So I am using these Cisco routers, okay, instead of servers. So let me give you the IP. Okay. So for example, text. So 10.26.1.10 slash 24. This is 30. Right, and here we are using the, we need also like, this is the internal network. Oh, so we are using, I think, one nick on this one. So we need to use two Ethernet. Okay. So that what we will do. Let me like, so this interface we will use for internet. Okay. And this interface we will use like, only for internal communication. So this interface I just like, added for the activation and all. Let me type, okay, text. Let's say like,
So the
10.26.
activation and all using management interface only, right? Is it so?
Say again.
The activation, I mean,
Yeah, for activation purpose, we are using this internet.
normally, by default, it will be use management interface only.
Right, right.
One
So
interface.
I am just like, using the other interface. Otherwise, like, we will go to this network, GUI net network. Okay. So I don't want to like, create any confusion. That's the reason. Don't worry, like, we will discuss like, how the things is happened. So it's
Okay.
your, hey guys, I need like, the 2 minutes. Okay. Someone just knocking my door. Okay. Give me 2 minutes only, please. Sorry guys, I'm just back. So screen stop. Okay, let me share again. So these are our like, backend servers, right? Server one, server two, server three. We will use these IP like, 10.26.1.10, 10.26.1.20, 10.26.1.30, right? And this is like, we will use as a self IP like, 10.26.150, right? we are not using the floating IP right now because we have the single device, right? So we will discuss like where we need to use the floating IP, where we need to use the self IP. So right now just consider we are using only the self IP, right? And we also let me write the also this IP. So we will create, let me duplicate. So we will use virtual as a 10.26.1.100, all right? And we will use the different management. So it may be 192.168 10.100 and /24. All right, this is your F5 management IP, right? And here we need to use one more IP for this PC. So the management PC IP will be 192.168.10.10 we can use. So this is your this interface IP. Okay, till the time anyone have any question before we will start the configuration?
Yes, so far nothing.
Topology good. So right. So we are using 1 hour mode, right? We have this. Okay, let me just start the F5 now. So let me just power on. So which version we are using here? It's a 12, right? Abhishek, you have any doubt?
No, here mention is the one PC in between cloud and load balancer.
This one?
Yes.
So this one basically, okay, for example, just forward this part, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is your management PC
Okay.
for F5, right?
Okay. Okay.
And this is your
Yeah, understood. Is
users,
for the management is
and
this is
these are your
management.
servers. This net I be used only for the internet access on this PC.
Okay.
So once we will activate the F5 license, we need the internet on this PC because what we are doing we have the management IP on this PC 192.168.10.10 and we have the F5 management IP 192.168.10.100, right?
Yes, right.
So we can access this PC, this F5 from this PC only, right? Because these are the different network, right? Maybe we will use the different network here. Okay.
Okay.
So just forward this one, just understand this one. So wherever this topology. Loading. It's taking too much time. Okay. Something. Let me buy it. It's booting up. I just buy the yesterday configuration. We will use everything from scratch today. Okay, so we received the login prompt. So we need to put the username. So what is the default username?
root,
Right. Something on this image or what? Why it's like creating the issue today? Let me reboot it with the 16 image. I think I don't know. Maybe there is some issue with this image or what? Sixteen. Okay, so this image boot. So I'm using the default username. Okay, so what is the default username?
root,
All right. So what is the default password?
default,
Yeah. So you see, so earlier, means yesterday, we are using the other image, right? 12, right? So it was not asking to change the password. Right now, it's asking again the default password. Sorry, the current password, which is again default, right? Now it's asking your new password, right? So let me write one password. So I just created the password, right? What is the next step?
configure management IP address.
Right. So whenever you start you build a new F5, right? And you just create the username and password. Just wait for the 30 minutes or something, because if some services are running backend, so they can just complete. So now let me type the config for IP utility, right? So I just type config and hit enter. So it's saying MCP state must be running. So still one service is running, right? So that's the reason your config is not started. So it's still restarting some services, or we can say it's not completely booted. Okay, still MCPD service is not running. So it saved some time, after starting some services. Okay, so it's coming to the so I hit enter. So which IP version you want to use? IP version 4.
IP version 4. IP version 4.
Yeah. So okay, it's not pickup. Otherwise, you will see the IP 10 means 192.168 dot. So we are not using the automatic IP. We will use the static IP. So what IP address we will use? 192.168.10.100, right? What was the IP? Yeah. Then it okay. We need to use the tab button. Okay. So the network slash 24 255.255.255.0. Okay. Now it's saying you want to create the route here. So we can create 10.1. Then yes. At the time it's saving. So let me just power on this PC, management PC. So here we can say pmsh save sys config if we are in the config mode. What is something wrong? I think from left side, maybe there is some issue or what? I don't know, but it should not take like too much time. Let me just bring up my other lab. Okay, give me minutes. List says management. IP, what is the IP? So let me create new lab. Okay, quickly. F5 LTM. We need one more thing. We need the management IP, so we can use 129. Okay, that's network management. Okay, so just we have wasted lots of time today. Okay, just wait for to boot this F lab quickly, and I will check the other lab later. Later this class. Okay, till the time it's booting. Okay, let me just go through with the other things. Okay, so in F5, we have the node. Okay, node concept. So what is the node? All right. So can anyone tell me what is the node? If anyone know.
Yes, node is the backend server, and that server IP we put in F5.
Okay, so node is basically that we see in the topology F5. Here we have the F5, right? And F5 connected to the server 1, server 2, and server 3, right? This is kind of our topology. Right. So whenever you have the IP 10.26.1.10, or you have the name server 1. So this is called your node, right? Means the server name. So if you see, node is the backend server, or we can say the IP of the server or host name of the device where service is hosted, right? So like, we have the server. So this is the node. Again, this is the other node. And this is the other node. Right. But whenever like, you are using like, the server plus service, what it's called? It will be called your pool member, right? So how like, we have the flow. So first of all, we have the server means node, right? Then we are using node. So this is node. Again, we are using node plus service, right? So this is your pool member. Whenever you have multiple node plus service, right? And these all are added to one group, which we call pool, right? So in like, other terms, like, we say that, okay, I'm using the pool 80 or pool 443, maybe pool 8080 service, right? But under the pool, we have the pool member, right? So maybe you have like, pool member 10.26 1.10 with port 80, right? So 10.26 1.20 with port 80, right? So these two pool members, like, may be the part of this pool, right? But we have like, the same server 10.26.1.10 with 443 service, right? So first of all, like, can you like, just let me know like that, okay, if we have like, this one server 10.26.1.10, can we use both services 80 443 on both server? Yes or no?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So if we can use, right, so we can create the different pool, right?
Correct.
So maybe like, the pool with the 80 services, we will like, add the old pool member to this pool, right? The 443 pool member we will add to the this pool, right?
Correct.
And whenever you have like, the other pool, like, with the 880, right? Maybe 10.26 1.10 with 80. So your one node, right, can carry like, multiple services. It may be 80, it may be 443, it may be 8080 or whatever the other service, right? 23, 22, right? 25, whatever the service we have. So this is called your node pool or pool member. So the pool member. So pool member is the combination of the IP addresses and port services where F5 direct to the traffic. Pool members can be the same IP with different port too, right? Same IP, but we have the different, we should have the different port, or sorry, we can use the different port, right? Example, we have one server with the 10.1.1.10. On this server you may have the HTTP, which is 80, and HTTPS both, right? And what is the pool? So pool is the group of the pool member, right? You see, IP means node IP and port means service, right? And on the single pool, generally we have the same service, right? So if we are using like the pool with 80 services, so generally like we are adding only the servers where we have like the 80 service means HTTP service, right? Example, we have one pool with the HTTPS 443 which we bind with the virtual server. So you see node first come picture, like then come the node plus service, right? Then like the combination of the node of services we called pool, then pool added to your virtual, right? So once like traffic like coming from client to the BIP, so always hit to the BIP, right? BIP send it to the pool members, right? Means pool, then pool members. If we need like the HTTP service instead of the HTTP, we can create new pool with the HTTP service, right? So if we have like the 80 pool already and we need 443 as well, so we can create the 443 pool for the 443 services. We can also means add in the same pool, but the better like always use the like the correct pool. If you have the 80 pool with 80 services, only add the like the node where we have the 80 service HTTP service. And if you have like in the HTTPS pool, always as the add like your HTTPS pool member to this pool, right? So what is the virtual? Or we always say like the BIP. In the technical way, we say like what is the BIP? So BIP is your virtual IP, right? So virtual IP address or BIP is one where client, or we can say front end users send their traffics, right? So this is your client, this is your F5, and this is your backend server, right? So here we always configure the BIP, right? And for example, BIP we configure like 10.1.1.100, and here we have like 10.1.1.10, right? So this client like 172.16.1.10. So whenever this like client send the traffic, it will always forward to the BIP. It will reach out to this BIP only, right? So for example, we have the Google website, right? So you always like go like your 8.8.8.8, right? So this is like the virtual IP they have configured for the front end users, right? You don't know like how much servers behind this virtual, right? You are only like checking, okay, 888 is coming, that means we are able to reach out to the Google, right? So the same way, like if your backend members, pool members are down, right? And you are trying to like access this BIP, you will not able to access because the services are not running, right? So now you understand like what is the BIP or virtual IP. We also add the pool into the virtual servers, right? Means we bind like the our pool with the virtual, or we can say BIP, so that BIP can pass the traffic to the backend node or pool members. We can add only one pool into one virtual server as per standard configuration, right? So once we will configure the lab, you will see. But if you want to like use the multiple pool, right? So you need to use otherwise iRule or maybe other things, right? But we have like under the virtual we have the option to add only one pool, right? The last thing, we if we want to like use two or more pool, we can use iRule for that. See, so we will see once we will do the like iRule practical, we will see that how we can add like multiple pool member, right? So these are the some deployment mode. Let me see our this F5 which come root default default. Then let me type password. Okay. So can you see this line? The password for admin user ID has been changed to match the new password for root, right? The password for admin user is marked as expired and must be changed the next time admin user login, right? Further changes to the root password will be not affected the password of the admin user ID, right? So what it's saying that right now your password has been changed, same as root, but once you will log in into the GUI, you need to change your password, right? Let me see what IP I got. List sys management. What is the command? Route or IP?
IP.
IP, right? So we got the what IP we got 192.168.137.131, right? So what is the username? Admin. The password which we will use, which one I have changed. So I put wrong password. Let me put correct password. See, so I put the new root password, but what it's saying right now, enter your current password and enter your new password, right? Now your password is changed successfully, right? So this is your GUI of your F5, but you are not able to see lots of options. The reason behind that why? Because we have not put the license, right? So let me activate it. Okay. So let me here key. Where is the key? Okay. So this is your virtual F5. Okay. So let me just activate okay license first. Okay. So you see, it's the setup utility. It's saying you need to follow the instructions. So I click next. Now what we are seeing we need to activate the license. So it's saying activate, right? So what it's requiring now? Your key, right? The registration key. So let me put ESWVFHQTJ. Let me copy. Okay, so here we have two options, right? Automatic, and the second option we have the manual, right? So we will use the manual option because we don't have the internet access on this device. So I just click on the next. Oh, it's saying you are using the wrong license key. So let me see where is the gap. GFQIN hyphen ACSPN VBXSI, okay, CMBSWO. I need to add dash here. Then BIFHQT. Okay, now it's good. So once you will enter the correct key, let's see. It's taking some time, to retrieve that information, see, receiving the confidential data from your device. What happened to this now? Okay. Okay, so let me go here. Let me stop sharing my screen for a minute. One 31. Activate. Let me put the key. This is the key we were using. Manual. Next. Okay, so now we have so you see Dozier we discuss. So this is your Dozier. So you have two options you can copy paste or you can download, right? So if you are not using the activation on this PC, you can download and you can take it away. Otherwise, you can use this copy option. You can just control A, control C and click on this click here to access the license server. So it will be redirect to the new window and it will open your activate page, right? Here you need to put Dozier and you need to click next. It's asking the user agreement. Say yes, next, So now, right, so you see we have the download license option. So you move this dozer to the where we have the internet access, like you will upload, then you will see this type of file, right? So if let me go back and see here, we have the option to upload your dozers, right? So here you can upload the dozer, and once you click next, see, so it's giving you the download files, right? But in my case, I just copy paste, so I am using copy paste only. I click next button.
This one, the dossier, where you get the dossier?
Yeah, so you see, I have the dozer on this PC already, right? So what I did, I just upload the dozer to this portal, right? So once you access this https activate.f5.com, right? You have the option to upload the dozer. You want to see again?
Yeah, where I can get the dossier? That is what. How
Oh,
to generate?
okay. So let's just complete this. I will show you again. From F5 device, you need to download the dozer. This is your resource provisioning part. So here we can enable the whatever module we need to enable. So right now if you see we are using the local traffic, right, which is LTM, right? But we have the other module as well, ASM, right? Fraud protection, FPS, DNS, link controller, right? Access policy, application visibility and provisioning. This great. I'm sharing my screen now. You are able to see my screen or not?
I can see.
Okay. So here we have the other module, right? But in our case, what we are using the LTM only, right? So just click on the next. We are in the resourcing provision part, okay, option. Now it will come to the device certificate, then platform, right? So this is it's creating the certificate, right? For self-sign certificate. Now we come to the platform. In platform, we can use the management IP. You see right now we are using the automatic IP, right? Okay. So if we need to use manual IP, for example, we have this IP 192.168.37. So 192.168.137.131. It's a /24 network I am using, right? The management route, 192.168.137.1, right?
We have done
Here,
this already, right? Through CLI.
sorry,
We have done this already, right? Through CLI.
no, this is the other F5,
Okay, different one.
yeah. So other live like actually creating some issue. Here we can put the host name. So I'm putting the host name bigip-1.com, right? Here, if you required, you can change the password. But let's see. Just click on the. So what it's saying you need to put your root password, right? So let me put the root password. And this is the option if you want to change the root password, you can change your root password. If you forgot, right? If you have the GUI password only and you want to change the root password, you can put here and then click next. We can move forward the redundancy and all, but we have the the standalone device. So I'm just click on the finish and we will do the other configures manually, right? So right now we have the setup utility option, but we will see lots of option will become in few seconds. Oh, so now it's come. So we have in the statics, iApps, DNS, local traffic, right? Escalation, device management, shared object, security, network, right? And then system, right? So from tomorrow onward, means tomorrow means the next class, we will add the node here, we will add pool, we will create pool, right? We will create virtual server, everything. And also we will see that why these options we needed, right? Where we can take the backup, right? Where if we need to upgrade this F5, right, from current version to the next version, how we can upgrade this whole thing. But today due to some lab issue, so our sometimes wasted in the in this lab something. So but yeah, from the the coming class we will do everything. So maybe we will uh, maybe we will again configure the F5. No worry if you want. Otherwise I will configure the F5 and we will start configuration this other things let me go here, right? So we can configure the IP on these servers. It's not closing. Okay, on these servers we will configure the IP. We will run the HTTPS services, right? Then we will add these node to the our pool, and then we will add our pool to the virtual, and we will also configure these client, and we will see how traffic is flow. So that's it for today. Okay, till the time if anyone have any question, let me stop share my screen so you can ask.
So I missed one point which you had told for that iRules in this class. So
Right.
what is that? The virtual server, something you were saying? I missed to note.
So for example we have two pool, right?
Okay.
So let me share my screen so that I can understand better. So you see under local traffic, we have iRule option,
Yeah.
right? So let me see if we have one period HTTPS redirect. So it's saying when HTTP request, right? Whenever your HTTP request will come, it will be redirect to the HTTPS.
Yeah.
You
Redirection.
see,
What redirection
yeah.
is
So
happening?
yeah. So but we will see how it will work in the lab. So what I was saying, that for example, we have one BIP, right? We created one BIP here, right? So we can add only one pool. See, here we can add only one pool. But what happened, in case we need one instead two pool, right? So we can use the iRule, right? And we can move the traffic from the both iRule, both pool.
with the same
But
virtual IP.
we need to set up the condition here. In which case, the traffic will be moved to the pool one, and in which case, your traffic will move to the pool two.
Okay, in this case, I mean, the virtual IP will be same or it will be different?
Virtual IP will be same,
Okay.
but your pools will be different. We will see.
Okay.
Don't worry. We need to. This is the second class, and today due to this lab issue, we just stuck. Otherwise, you will understand. So don't worry. We will cover everything.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the second one is the dossier we haven't seen. So where you get the dossier and I missed that as well.
Okay. So once you will. But what I can do once you will set up your lab, I can help you on this one. Okay, and you will do with your with yourself, and I will just guide you, so that you will be understanding the better way,
Okay, fine then.
right? But you should have the license, right?
Yeah, yeah, I registered everything. So I didn't download the uh f- uh this one iOS. I mean the OS like
No,
we.
not required. I was not required. You need only key. You
Yeah.
need
Okay.
only key, don't worry. You should have the key, and
Because
the rest part just leave it on me, so I will guide you how you can configure. Okay.
yeah, yeah, because I mean, I didn't receive any lab access, so I don't want to waste the time. Like, because if I did yesterday, then one day will gone, right? So that's what I didn't get the license. So I will do it tomorrow, today. Then if I receive that lab details, so that I can set up my lab.
Okay. And oh, if you face any issue during the lab configuration and all, right,
Yeah.
just drop an email.
Okay, sure.
F5 L, let me. So this is my email ID. It's a learn F5 LB.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I think for today, this is here we are stopping, and we are starting from, means we will cover from the next week. So just till the time you guys should have the license and all, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks everyone.
Thank you
Bye.
all.
Take care. Have a good weekend.